Alright, so I really got no game plan going into this video. I'm just sort of going to go with the flow and try to make this as organic as possible and quickly just try to sum up the past 2 years of my trading journey in like a quick 10-15 minute video. But first, quick sip of the 0% Guinness. Fucking sober October, baby. Anyway, so how did I get into trading to start? So my very first experience with trading was during the whole meme stock craze. So this was when stocks like GME were going crazy, and I invested heavily in BlackBerry. I was young at the time, well, young-ish, I think like 19, 20. And I made about $4,000 or $5,000 in unrealized gains on BlackBerry, and I felt like the man. I felt like the man. It was the most amount of money I've ever made in that short of a time period. And I that's when I initially took an interest in trading. But of course, like everything else, like everyone else, well, I'd say 90% of other people, those unrealized gains went to zero. Greed got the best of me, but doesn't matter. I was interested in trading after that. I was pretty much hooked. And from meme stocks, I quickly jumped to penny stocks. And I know a lot of other guys started on penny stocks as well. But penny stocks, I mean, it's like the Wild West, man. I was one of those degenerates on stock twits that was looking for the next big pump. And I mean, at that point, I wasn't really on the charts. I may as well have went to the casino and just threw a grand on black or red because it's basically gambling. So I was in penny stocks for like a year or two. Wasn't really taking it too serious. Saw a little bit of success, but same thing, just like the meme stock craze. A lot of my unrealized gains went to zero. Had a couple winners, had more losers. Realized quickly that penny stocks weren't for me, and I immediately started looking for something, a little bit more stable. So this is when I really started trading. So I wanted to find something a little more stable, and I was watching a lot of videos on YouTube, man. And I started with the usual guys like Mamba Effects, Q Banks. Those guys are amazing at marketing, and that's sort of what gets a lot of these newbies sucked into trading, right? You see these Lamborghinis, you see, let me just turn on my computer here real quick, sorry. You see these guys driving Lamborghinis, you see these guys on yachts in Miami with all these, beautiful women, and you go, I want that. I want that. That lifestyle looks sweet. I'm just going to hop on the charts for a quick 3, 4, 5 months, and I'm going to be making 10, 15 grand a month in no time. I mean, that's what they make it seem like, but you'll quickly realize, just like I did, that is not the case. So about 3 months in, I was trading retail. I was watching a lot of these stupid videos online. I was trading Head and Shoulders, trading double tops, bottoms, a lot of these retail concepts, and I wasn't really finding a lot of success, but it didn't really matter because I was learning about the charts, I was learning about candlesticks, learning about the different time frames. So I wouldn't say it was wasted time because I was still learning like the very basics of trading. And from sort of retail trading, from watching Q Banks, watching Mamba. This was about 4 or 5 months in. So for the first 4 or 5 months in, I was sort of dilly-dallying, watching these videos. Didn't really know what I was doing. It was still sort of on the back burner at this point. I wasn't taking it very, very serious. But then I found Doyle Exchange, and I started falling in love with supply and demand. And then that's when I started sort of hopping on the charts every day. I was trading. I was never really into currency pairs, to be honest, and I'm glad I sort of skipped on currencies because I know that most people say currencies are very, very manipulated and futures are sort of the way to go. So I started trading Nasdaq right off the bat, luckily. So I feel like I saved a little bit of time in that department. Anyway, so I was trading supply and demand. I was on the 5 minute. I was in Doyle's Discord for about 2, 3 months, and I was still trading demo at this time. I was playing around with the idea of opening a live account, but if I did, I definitely would have got smoked. And I liked Doyle. I liked the community. It was a very good community. A lot of guys did very well with supply and demand, but it just wasn't for me. I wasn't finding much success in it. I didn't really like the fact that a lot of these guys were trading the 5 and 15-minute time frames. Like, I started to quickly realize that I was a very impatient person, which I know is a crazy thing to say, a trader who's, impatient. But I quickly realized that I wanted to trade the lower time frames. And I know a lot of people talk shit about the lower time frames, but I don't care. Suited my personality, and you got to find a trading strategy that suits your personality, man. That's so important. So I quickly went from supply and demand, was trading supply and demand for about 2-3 months, didn't mind it, but knew it wasn't for me. And then I found the 2022 ICT mentorship. So I binge watched that, and I finished that in about like 10 days. And for those of you guys that know ICT's videos, this guy rambles. This guy talks out of his ass for about 80% of the videos, but I watched everything. So I think it's like 40 videos or 44 videos, and each video is like an hour to an hour and a half. Binge watched all of that, started trying to trade ICT concepts, specifically the 2022 concept on the charts. I started looking at the market a lot differently. I had to unlearn the old concepts that I had in the back of my mind. But I started to see these concepts unravel day and day and day after day after day. These concepts were working. I really liked the fact that a lot of these guys were trading the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. That sort of really suited me. So I started trading ICT. This is about, I want to say, 13, 14 months ago. Started taking ICT very seriously. Started seeing a little bit of success, and I actually passed my first funded challenge with MFF, who actually went out of business last year. Anyway, so I passed my first challenge, which was great, but at the same time, I feel like there was a little bit of luck involved. But again, I passed the challenge after trading for, 8-9 months. So I was, again, feeling cocky. I was like, again, this shit's easy. I got this. In a couple months, I'm going to be getting huge payouts, yada, yada, yada. Passed the account, blew it first day. First fucking day I got it, blew it, and got, checked real quick. I got checked by the market. It was a bit of a reality check. But I was still feeling a little cocky, so I decided to buy another challenge, blew that, and then quickly realized, okay, I still got a lot of work to do here. So I just really started to focus on my psychology, because psychology is so, so, so important, man. You need to, if you don't have good psychology, you're screwed. You're screwed. So I started really focusing on my psychology and, just really trying to be more patient in the market. Realized very quickly that, less is more. Sorry, the camera died there, but I was basically just talking about, what was I talking about? Psychology. So psychology, quickly realized that I needed to work on my psychology, needed to work on my discipline. So what better way to do that than to sort of become more disciplined in every aspect of your life? So rather than just trying to become more disciplined on the charts, I tried to become more disciplined in my daily activities. So I started going to the gym more. I started eating cleaner. I started, doing stuff like meditating, started trying to really manifest the future I want. And all this stuff really helped. It really helped. I started to find a little bit more success in trading. I was still on demo at the time. I was having a couple of green month in a row, 1, 2, 3 green months in a row. Wasn't really blowing any of these demo accounts. So I started to take some more funded challenges at this point. So I bought 2 50K fundeds. There was a big sale on, so I just got 2 at the same time. And I was basically break even on these accounts for like 4 or 5 months, 4 or 5, 6 months. So at this point, I was green on demo, but basically break even on these funded accounts. And again, that boils down to psychology. I just felt a little bit more pressure when I was on the funded accounts, like most people do. It's such a different ball game when you go from demo to a funded account or from demo to a real account. It's completely different. It'll just fuck with your mind a little bit, but that little bit can really set you back. So One thing as well that really helped me, and I touched base on this before, but I'll touch base on it again, was at this point, I really stopped caring about the end result. Every day I would hop on the charts before this, I was constantly thinking about the end result, and it would bug me so much when I had a red day because it would just feel like I was taking one step further away from that end goal. Like the light in the tunnel just kept getting further away every time I had a red day. But that just makes no sense. Why are you thinking about the end goal every single day? It's going to be a slow process. Just take it day by day. Focus on your daily activities. Focus on the discipline that you need to have for that day, and the pieces will start to align. Like, you're going to drive yourself crazy if you're constantly thinking, I need to make 10K a month. I need to make 10K a month. How about, taking that mindset and instead switching it to, let's try to have a green week. Let's try to have a green month. And then those small wins will start to stack up. And before you know it, you'll be way closer to your end goal. And it will happen just like that. You don't go to the gym. Let's say you're fat and you go to the gym and you do 2 workouts. Are you going to be discouraged because you don't have a 6-pack right away? No, you focus on your singular workouts. Monday, whatever it is, push day. Tuesday, pull day. Wednesday, legs. Focus on the daily workouts. You don't focus on the fact that, you don't have abs yet. You focus on the fact that you're losing 1 pound here, you're losing 2 pounds there. It's the same thing with trading. You can't just constantly be thinking about the end result. So anyway, what was I talking about? I kind of got off topic there. So I was trading the ICT concepts. I had a little bit of success with the fundeds, basically break even. And then I found Dodgy. So I found Dodgy on YouTube, and he was trading the inverse fair value gap. And I feel like that was the last piece of the puzzle that I was really missing. Everything just started to align perfectly. I really liked that entry model. And again, these concepts are the same, so it was a very easy transition for me. But started trading the inverse fair value gap. Hopped back on demo for a little bit to see how well this entry model worked. Was still using some of the old concepts as well and sort of created my own entry model, but the inverse fair value gap was the main entry, and now it's honestly the only thing I use. But started to find a lot of success in that, which basically brings me to today. Really dialed into psychology, but not enough. I'll get into that. Really dialed into psychology. Found an entry model that worked for me. Found a time frame I loved, which is so important. And I took a 50K challenge about a month ago. Passed it in 3 weeks. My trading has never been better, and I just felt so cocky. Passed the challenge, was so excited to hop on the charts and just do some real damage. Was ready to get a payout, and we had Monday, Tuesday, no news days, got burnt. I just got burnt right off the bat, which really sort of stung. But again, you can't hang on to something like that. You just got to brush it off your shoulder. But what was I going to say? When you're trading demo, like for example, I'll trade demo or I'll hop on FX replay and I'll back test like a month. Sometimes I won't trade for like 5 days. And these are the things that you need to keep in mind when you're trading on a live account. Monday was crap. Tuesday was crap. I shouldn't have traded. It's so important to follow your rules. So that's basically why I blew the account. It was just like a lack of patience, but I think 50% lack of patience, 50% just being very excited. I was just cocky. So I got humbled very quickly, but I took a new challenge, another 50K challenge. I'm up about 2% on that. We're going to make sure that we stay way more disciplined when we do pass this one. I know we're going to have some payouts in the future. I know I'm going to become a successful trader. It's just right around the corner. There's just 1 or 2 things I need to work on. But to sum everything up, man, I just basically wanted to say that, the journey is not going to be easy. Trading is not going to be easy at all. It seems like it will be when you look online and you see all these 19, 20-year-old kids making, 3-4 grand a day. But what you don't see is the fact that these guys put in 3-4 years of hard work. That's what it takes. It takes hard work and it takes discipline. Nothing worthwhile is going to be easy to attain. And that's why something like trading is so beautiful. That's why being successful in any area of your life is so beautiful, because it's hard to attain. If this shit was easy, if anything in life was easy, for example, like having an amazing physique. If having an amazing physique was easy, everyone would have an amazing physique and it wouldn't be special anymore. So to end this video off, I just want to say trading is not easy, but it's very doable, man. It's very doable. I know I'm going to be successful. I know you can be successful. All you got to do is outwork the 95% of people out there. And people are lazy these days. People are lazy. No one really wants to put in the work anymore. But if you are willing to put in that work, I know that you can make something like this happen. I know I can make something like this happen. And I know I will make something like this happen. So I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to document the rest of the journey for you guys and hopefully show you guys some payouts soon. But yeah, that's basically it. Again, really no plan going into this video, so sorry if I was stuttering a little bit, but that's basically it. I'll have some videos out this week on this new challenge, so you guys can look forward to those. And yeah, that's it.